What's up, gamer? We missed the good old days of gaming and decided to do some researching on some beloved titles that fell under the radar and most would not remember from the PS2 glory days. These 10 games were actually solid titles and deserve some spotlight. Thank you for all the amazing vibes lately and hope you enjoy our lists. Sub if you'd like to come back and leave your thoughts in the comments. We love reading them. Without further ado, let's jump in.
Nobody's innocent. Justice? It's an illusion. Uncertainty is the only sure thing.
10. Urban Reign, developed by Namco, the same minds behind Tekken and Soul Calibur. The game throws players into the chaotic underworld of Green Harbor, where gang wars and street justice rule the day. You step into the shoes of Brad Hawk, a tough-as-nails mercenary hired to restore order, taking on wave after wave of enemies in brutally satisfying melee combat. Urban Reign features familiar faces like Paul Phoenix and Martial Law from the Tekken universe and supports up to 4-player multiplayer for chaotic free-for-alls. Despite flying under the radar, it offers a robust experience with over 100 missions, a massive roster of playable characters, and tight, responsive controls. It might not have gotten the spotlight it deserved back in the day, but Urban Reign is a hidden gem that's perfect for fans of old-school brawlers with a modern edge. Shadow of Rome, developed by Capcom and set in ancient Rome during the aftermath of Julius Caesar's assassination. The story follows two protagonists, Agrippa, a loyal Roman soldier whose father is framed for Caesar's murder, and Octavianus, Caesar's young nephew who seeks to uncover the true conspirators. The gameplay is divided between brutal gladiatorial combat as Agrippa and stealth-based investigation as Octavianus, offering two distinct styles within the same narrative. Agrippa's segments focus on arena battles filled with intense, gory melee combat, where players can dismember enemies, use improvised weapons, and win over crowds with stylish kills. In contrast, Octavianus' missions involve sneaking through guarded areas, using disguises, and solving puzzles to gather information. While the game was praised for its gripping storyline and ambitious mix of gameplay styles, it received mixed reactions due to the stealth sections feeling less refined. Despite its innovative approach and rich historical setting, Shadow of Rome struggled commercially, and plans for a sequel were ultimately scrapped. The arena combat in this game was insanely fun and single-handedly earned a spot on the list. The better you do, the higher your crowd meter gets. Get it high enough and the crowd will shower you with weapons or health. The gory nature of the game is super satisfying, and smashing an enemy's head in with a single blow unlocks that primal instinct in us. It is a gem that most people forgot. Colosseum, Road to Freedom. Continuing on to another great gladiator game, Colosseum Road to Freedom was such a different type of video game. The premise is that you are a newly recruited gladiator that you create and must fight your way to freedom. You live in the Colosseum and must train daily. This allows you to level up your character and attain skills throughout your time. The gameplay isn't the greatest, but improving your gladiator into an absolute animal and becoming a popular gladiator is quite immersive. Eventually you gain notoriety and gain perks like a new sleeping quarters and prize money to buy better gear. After you've completed enough prize fights, you'll attain enough money to free yourself. This concept is very simple, but something fresh at the time, and was a very cool, different style of game. This is not at all a perfect title, and may have some repetition issues, but it was a hidden gem in the PlayStation catalog that we bet you've never heard of.
I caught a glimpse of heaven once.
The Punisher. Ah yes, one of the most violent games to come out to the PS2. And it's even a Marvel game. This amazing title has you step in the shoes of Frank Castle, or the Punisher. as he is being interrogated by two detectives. Frank describes his past to the detectives and each memory becomes a mission. After the murder of his family, Castle becomes a one-man army, taking down criminal empires with extreme prejudice. The gameplay revolves around intense firefights, a variety of weapons, and a unique interrogation system where enemies can be tortured for information using graphic environmental kills like buzzsaws and vats of acid. Interrogating the enemies is very addicting. Beating the info out of them is satisfying. Most of the time you feel insanely overpowered and it makes for an enjoyable time. The story is very good and captivating. It becomes harder midway through the campaign and can actually be very challenging at times. Overall, this game was not as popular as it should have been, most likely due to the violent nature and niche source material. We here at Heresy absolutely love the Punisher and think he is one of the most badass characters in the Marvel Universe.
You said 30 minutes, man. It's been an hour.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, I'm thinking about fighting again.
Ah, come on, Cody. Not again.
I said, listen, Kyle. I'm onto something here. Something that can help.
Help stick you in a wheelchair? Come on, man. You know your knees can't handle it.
You think I like sitting on the sidelines like a bitch? I want to be back in the shit again.
Final Fight Streetwise. Final Fight Streetwise is a 2006 beat-em-up serving as a modernized spin-off of Capcom's classic Final Fight series. The game centers on Kyle Travers, a street fighter on a mission to find his older brother Cody, one of the original protagonists from the arcade days, who has mysteriously vanished. Set in the crime-infested streets of Metro City, the game trades in the 2D side-scrolling formula for a 3D third-person action format. Players can explore urban environments, engage in brutal street fights, and take on a variety of missions as they uncover a plot involving a dangerous new drug called Glow that's turning the city's residents into violent, mutated husks. The gameplay features a mix of story-driven combat, training minigames, and optional side missions, aiming to deepen the classic brawler formula with RPG-like progression. Players can upgrade Kyle's abilities by earning respect through fights and interactions around the city. Streetwise attempts to bring a darker, more grounded tone to the franchise with mature themes, gritty visuals, and a heavily urban aesthetic reflective of mid-2000s gaming trends. While it includes callbacks to the original Final Fight, like familiar characters and enemy types, its drastic shift in tone and gameplay style received a mixed reception, with fans divided over whether it was a bold reinvention or a misstep in the series' legacy. Blood Will Tell. Blood Will Tell, or Dororo in Japan, was released by Sega in 2004. This title has you play a hero named Hyakumaru, who has had his body parts stolen by 48 fiends and has prosthetic replacements at the start. With help from a thief named Dororo, Hyakumaru must find these fiends and defeat them in order to complete his body. With each body part, your character will get stronger and stronger. The reason for this title's price tag is mainly due to its cult appeal. The game is inspired by the Japanese manga series Dororo, which was created by Osamu Tezuka. Tezuka was known as the godfather of manga and had a large part in the world of Japanese cartoons. What an amazing game that most probably won't bear to see since it is floating at over $400 on the internet. "10,000 Bullets." 10,000 Bullets is a third-person action shooter developed by Blue Moon Studio and released for the PlayStation 2 in 2005. The game follows Crow, a hitman with the supernatural ability to manipulate time. Trained by a legendary assassin named Judas, Crow uses his time-slowing powers to navigate deadly shootouts and unravel a conspiracy tied to his past. The gameplay emphasizes stylish gunplay and bullet-dodging mechanics, drawing inspiration from cinematic action films like The Matrix and John Woo's works. Despite its ambitious premise and flashy mechanics, 10,000 Bullets received mixed reviews upon release. Critics praised its slow-motion combat system and anime-style presentation, but noted that the game suffered from repetitive gameplay, weak storytelling, and subpar technical execution. It found a niche audience among fans of over-the-top action games, but failed to make a significant impact commercially or critically.
What was that? You can't believe you just got your ass kicked by a one-handed nut job? What? Oh, you think I'm your daddy? Listen up, Shake and Bake. I eat evil for breakfast and danger for dinner, so spread the word. Ash is back in business.
Evil Dead Regeneration. Bruce Campbell reprises his role as Ash Williams, complete with his iconic chainsaw hand and shotgun. The game blends classic Evil Dead horror comedy with fast-paced combat, Deadite-slaying mayhem, and grotesque demon encounters. It introduces a new sidekick, Sam, voiced by Ted Raimi, an undead half-pint who adds both puzzle-solving mechanics and comic relief as you tear through legions of undead in a twisted version of Dearborn, Michigan. For fans of the Evil Dead franchise and old-school action games, Regeneration is a bloody good time that doesn't take itself too seriously. The over-the-top gore, quippy one-liners from Ash, and constant waves of enemies make it feel like a playable love letter to Raimi's cult films. While not the most polished or groundbreaking game of its time, it nails the spirit of Evil Dead with campy charm and relentless energy. If you've ever wanted to blast Deadites with a boomstick while wisecracking your way through hell, this game delivers exactly that.
Do not be afraid, mortal. I am Ares, god of war. I present myself as an ally.
Spartan. Total Warrior. Okay, last Gladiator game. I promise. Well, this one is more so reminds us of Dynasty Warriors. While Creative Assembly is best known for the Total War strategy series, this title marked a bold shift into the action genre. Set in an alternate history where the Roman Empire seeks to conquer all, including the Greek city-states, you play as a fierce, unnamed Spartan warrior, chosen by the gods to stand against Rome's tyrannical expansion. The story dives deep into mythological territory, with appearances by Ares, Medusa, undead soldiers, and even dragons, blending real-world history with epic fantasy. Gameplay centers around large-scale battles with dozens of enemies on screen, utilizing a fast-paced combat system that includes light and heavy attacks, ranged weapons, and powerful magical abilities gifted by the gods. You'll fight alongside fellow Spartans in sieges, skirmishes, and boss battles across ancient cities and mythological battlegrounds. The game features a strong narrative arc as the Spartan evolves from a loyal soldier to a symbol of resistance and divine wrath. With its impressive scale for its time, cinematic presentation, and an ambitious mix of myth and history, Spartan Total Warrior carved out a unique niche and remains a cult favorite among fans of action-packed historical games. Test Drive Eve of Destruction. This is one of the best racing games we have ever played. The mechanics are surprisingly top-notch, but the best part is the derby setting. Not many games have captured the demolition derby vibes like this one. The career mode has you start with the slowest car and the smallest races. Eventually, after winning prizes and making a name for yourself, you get better cars and larger events. The game music is your classic 2000s racing soundtrack that just made this era of games. The derby announcer is very well executed and responds well to the carnage that happens on the track.
And now, it's time for the Demolition Derby!
This game has so many fun game modes, like driving as a bus and trying to destroy every car while they race, trailer races, a mode where you shoot exploding chickens that send your buddy flying, and of course your classic demolition derby. Having a friend over and playing these game modes was crazy addicting. This game often gets forgotten about due to so many great racing games being released on the PS2, like Gran Turismo or Need for Speed, due to it being in a specific derby niche. We highly recommend this title. It is in our collection and it still holds up as a blast with your buddies or just by yourself. These games were awesome titles that got lost in one of the best generations of gaming. We hope you enjoyed our list and found a new game you've never heard of. We appreciate you and can't wait to bring you more content. Be sure to leave a like and remember to enjoy life to its fullest. Rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. Heresy Arcade, out.